There's only one opening you need to reach a 2000 rating on chess.com. But most players don't even know that this opening or this system exists. The opening I'm about to show you combines simplicity, flexibility, and is very deadly. So it's exactly what you need. And the opening I'm about to present you is starting with d4, and then let's say your opponent responds, you go knight to f3. And the system I want to play you is the system I want you to play is the Collie system. The Collie system is in this position, not bishop f4, which would be the London system. It's pawn to e3, which first seems really weird because you're locking in this bishop. But we are going to develop this bishop via with b3. So let's say e6, bishop here. Let's say bishop goes to e7, put on the engine, it's castle. And after, let's say, I don't know, they play c5 maybe, we go pawn to b3, stopping c4. And now they castle as well. We go here, they go knight c6, and now we go knight bd7. And let's say now they go b6. And that is basically our setup. This is how you set up every single game. And why is this so good for you? Because it's simple. You don't need to learn any theory, not at all. And you can very simply set yourself up, and win games. If you look at the most popular move, 95 here, which is what you're supposed to play, you're actually winning 52% of games, and black's only winning 40. Like, this is really nice. The system is really, really good. And knight to e5 is your idea. It's not just that, but let's say bishop b7, and now your idea is pawn to f4. This is how you want to play. You want to play with pawn to f4, and then with the knight here. This is how you want to play. For example, and now your entire idea. You can already see this in this position if you have never seen this. This bishop is looking at the king side, and this is at the king side, so you obviously want to attack here. For example, let's just give me a sample line where you can win very easily. Let's just say rook c8, rook h3. Let's just say, maybe they play something slow like h6. Already rook h3. And now, it's already difficult for them. Let's say they now play queen c7, and now you already have a winning move with like this, and now queen a5. Like, this is the whole idea of the system. And trust me, especially at lower levels, you will win a lot of games like this, where you just go rook h3 here, stack the bishop here, go queen h4, and destroy your opponent. There are also another trap is here in this system, I actually won an over-the-board game like this once, like an actual over-the-board game, long term. Like, I went queen e1. This is another plan in this position. Now, I would actually recommend you to go pawn to a3 as well. Pawn to a3 takes bishop and knight to b4 out of the position. This is important. But let's say queen e4 and they don't play knight to b4. Queen e1 and they don't play knight to b4. Let's say they go, and maybe not in this position, knight here. But let's say they go knight here, simply to support this. Let's say queen to g3. And now let's say knight to e4. And this is now not immediately losing because we don't have anything with to take with the knight. But let's say bishop takes, this takes, and d takes. And now queen takes, for example, is already not playable anymore, because now this is threatening checkmate. And now you have to play something like f6, and this is now completely crazy. And you know, there are a lot of lines where you open up this bishop towards the king, where you bring the rook here. Sometimes you bring the queen here as well. And this is basically the entire idea, okay? You play pawn to f4, always. You always play knight e5. Like, so the moment you're completely set up, you play knight to e5. And then after bishop to here, you go pawn to f4. So I have the like sheet where you write everything down, like if you want to look at it. This is the game sheet of this over-the-board tournament, and I can show you how I defeated her. Let's just analyze this game. So this is how the game went, d4, d5, and then I played this exact system I told you about already. And this is, by the way, an over-the-board game, and she just copied me, right? This is often what your opponents will do. And again, in this position, You can play c4, but I wouldn't recommend it. You go knight e5. This is basically the plan. Rook c8, and after f4, again, you play f4, and now she went c5. And again, I went for this queen f3 instead. Like, I went queen f3. This is also what you play often in this position. Okay, it's the best move. Maybe queen e1 was playable. Not queen e2, though. Queen f3, and now she went queen e7, just developing her queen. And now I went queen g3. This is the first move that wasn't really played. Queen to g3. Oh. And now she immediately blundered. Knight e4. This seems very natural. You're attacking the knight, you're attacking the queen. It's actually a huge blunder. Because if the bishop takes, like you see the evaluation. Knight goes here. Queen takes, and now d takes c5. And now again, you have this very nice mate threat, but this bishop is also hanging, and that is the entire point. So this is how I won this over the board game. Obviously now, here I needed some conversion from this, but that was just up a piece, and I was slowly but surely just continuing, and you know, obviously here in this position she resigned. So even in over the board games, you can win with this system. This is very, very nice. I've won with this system myself a lot of times. And now obviously, there's one like different point. The thing is, after e3, e6 is the best, but you have to know, like, if e6, then basically the game always stays the same. It always stays the same. You always play like this, right? But if they bring the bishop out, let's say to f5, then you strike with c4 instantly. c4 now instantly c4, because now you are trying to abuse the fact or punish this mistake of the bishop developing too early, stopping to protect the b7 pawn. So for example here, let's say pawn to e6 played, and now knight to c3 is what most players play. And I think you can play that, but queen to b3 is a little bit more aggressive. And now already a lot of people make the mistake of going to b6. You're going to see this a lot, especially if you're low rated. Now you simply play knight to c3. And now a lot of people just go bishop e7, which is fine, but you can take and take here. And now they're under a lot of pressure. And I think knight e5 here is playable. And then you're just trying to always go for these kind of tactics, right? This is your entire point. Same thing if they go here, and then it's even worse for them because after this queen to b3, and now after b6 this they have to go here. And let's say you're in this position, you're already completely crushing because of bishop e5 check. And after this, knight takes, and after the bishop goes here, you have this rook c8 and knight c3, and you're gonna win this pawn guaranteed. And there's no way for him to save it. Let's just say he goes in all of this. No, you're just completely winning. You're just completely winning. This is basically how you punish this. I mean, b6 is a bad move. This is completely how you punish this. And then, you know, you're just trying to play chess. This is the only thing. I mean, you really have to be careful about the moment they play e6. Obviously you're just completely fine. I mean, you get your setup and you win. If they play some knight f6, some knight f6 line, and then like, I don't know, g6 or something, you can do the same setup, but it's not as effective. I would just recommend you to play another opening here. I don't know, learn something, like learn the Trompowsky or something. Like, this is what I do. I play the Trompowsky. Is a nice opening. Learn it, and then you will have no problems against knight f6 and these kind of systems with g6. So yeah, this is basically the opening. I gave you a quick overview. I hope you could understand the most, like the setup, and it's going to be very, very useful for you. Actually, you don't have to study a lot, and that is the #1 point. So hit the like and subscribe button right now if you want to get your chess games analyzed with a video in video form from me. Then click the first link in the description, and I see you in the next video.